Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Julie. So my name is Julie and welcome to SMI Hub Canada. Everything we discuss here is about Canada. That's why it's SMI Hub Canada. Student, mom, immigrant, hub Canada. Welcome, and today I want to talk to you about the countries that I feel are very, very good for students that have families. So maybe you are considering, I want to go for graduate study, I want to go for undergraduate, whatever, and you are not sure of which countries. I remember I was at that crossroad and I was trying to narrow down the list because I wanted to do my PhD outside. I wanted to have access to better spectroscopic equipment because that was my area of specialty. So, and I wanted to choose one that would allow me to study and also give my husband the opportunity to continue his career working. Stay tuned. So the first, of course, is Canada. That was why I ended up coming to Canada. I had two options at that time. I'll be honest with you. I had the option of going to the United States and I had the option of going to Canada. I don't even know why I ended up, see, if you don't have plan to go somewhere, don't apply to the place because it becomes difficult when you have the offer and then but thank God I had a beautiful offer from Canada. So you want to take many things into factor many things when you are deciding where to study. Once you have a family, it just changes the dynamics of everything, and you don't want to go to a place where it will be so hard to reunite with your family. That was the issue I had with the United States. I think it's a totally wonderful country, God's own land. God's land is everywhere, wherever God calls your home. So I remember praying a lot about that decision. I was also doing a lot of research about it. I know that in the US, spouses can come, but they are unable to work except if they have a different type of visa. Is it the F2 now? I'm not so conversant with US immigration policies, but I was aware that my husband might not be able to work and I didn't want him to resort, because he wants to support the family, start doing things that are not so I just decided to focus on Canada, and that took a long time. I remember I spent almost a year. I was doing it passively though. I was working and doing some other things. So once in a while I would shoot a professor an email. Some will not reply. Some will say some will say they are full, they have students already. Some will say they don't have funding for me. Some will say, I'm so sorry. I because I detailed in my letter, which I've explained in the video I will link below. That video I talked about how I got my PhD for supervisor and everything. So I also made myself competitive. I did the GRE, I did the TOEFL. While doing that, all this thing I was saving money, small. I remember I was doing Empower then. That Empower stipend, I will save it. I'll go and write the GRE. I will save it, read, go and write the TOEFL. I kept that vision before my face. I was like, it has to be Canada. Then I had other options I was pressing for, and I'm going to talk about these other countries. So Canada is the first. It allows your husband to work, and I feel like the transition from student to a citizen is much more easier. When you are in a country that really wants you to be there, I'm not talking about the citizens, I'm talking about the government. The government, at least the policies that are in place right now with the immigration, helps you. He provides a lot of, and they are still working on making that even better, a lot of transition streams to just make you transition from being a student to a permanent resident. And the plus with Canada is that you can even apply for PR while you're still studying. If your husband has 1 year already and you are skilled, or even you can apply under the federal skilled worker stream, the one for foreigners, even while you're still studying. So you have the ability to have dual intention, to be studying and to still apply for permanent residency. It's just beautiful to be in a place where you're wanted, like where you're wanted as an immigrant. And the next country is the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom, now that they've started their 2 years postgraduate work permit, I feel like it's a very good place to go now. At least you have 2 years. I know there was a time they stopped. So for a PhD, the way the PhD in the UK works is different. It's kind of like a job position, and the ones that are not like a job position or like a funded position that comes with a project, the ones that are not like that are usually very competitive. They're like this Commonwealth, and some of them have this attachment where you have to go back home. So you might want to consider all of that when you're evaluating your scholarships. But UK is a very good place to study. Note that your postgraduate work permit will be based on the kind of course you are doing. So if you are doing a PhD program, your husband will be able to work. I think if you are doing a master's, yeah, so a master's degree or higher, your husband will be able, or your wife. I keep saying husband, like all the students. If you are a guy and you are the student, your wife will be able to work as well. The other one I remember considering was Australia. I applied to the UK then. No, I didn't. So for me, I just didn't always like. I don't used to like apply. I used to want to get in touch with the supervisor to see if I have the chance, because I don't have money to waste. I remember reaching out to the professor in the UK and talking about a particular scholarship. But as I said, scholarships in the UK are very competitive. If you find one, great, because the UK's PhD is 3 years. So yeah, I think it's an excellent choice as well. There is Australia. I was considering Australia, guys. I remember then when I mentioned it to my husband would be like, this Australia is not far. The guy was just, he really didn't prefer it because he felt it was very, very, very far. So we were considering this, and we were thinking, is Australia going to be better for our family? But far is relative, so distant is relative. So maybe it's distant from Nigeria, but might not be far from your country. I don't know. I know people watch me from different places. So you can choose that based on what you prefer. But the thing with Australia is that if you are going on an undergraduate degree, you have to work for 20 hours. You need to also confirm that, because I'm not an expert in all these things, but that's what I remember was the case with Australia. But if you have a PhD and I think a master's, you'll be able to work unlimited for Australia. I know that there are also certain European countries that allow a spouse to work. I have did my research stint in Spain, and I know that you can bring your spouse on their spousal, whatever, to work in Spain. I know Germany also affords that. And I also know New Zealand is another excellent choice. If you want to bring your spouse, they allow the spouse to work, and the spouse is on an open work permit, so they can work with any employer. And as I said, check out these European countries, because there are a lot of them that allow spouses to work. There's Denmark as well. But because I'd lived in Spain for a while, I understood the language barrier, and I think that's just the only thing that made me become evasive with going to Europe, because of the language barrier. To me, it was like begin again. Germany might be different because I speak German, especially Deutsch, aber ich bin nicht sehr gut, aber ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, ein bisschen. I speak German. My proficiency is not super, but I can write and speak it at least. So yeah. So if you speak the language, or if you can quickly adapt to learn the language, that's excellent. But remember, there will always be a language barrier. If you don't, you have to learn the language. So if you can do that, then you get the best out of it. What is wrong is that you deciding to go to a country that does not speak English, and you choosing not to learn the language. You'll be doing yourself. You won't. In fact, you'll be really cheating yourself. And it's better to learn the language so that you have more opportunities. If you work in a research institute, you might not necessarily need to learn the language, because you'll be speaking mostly in English. And here you have it. These are just a few countries that I feel are friendly to students with spouses. Let me know if there are other countries in the comment section. Remember to subscribe if you like my content. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Thanks for coming. Until the next time. Bye.